When I was in high school, my mom asked me to order a pizza for the family on Friday night. I looked up the phone number in the phone book and promptly handed the phone to my oldest because to place the call because I was too shy to talk to a stranger. Fast forward to college at the University of Illinois, my first time away from a small town. I spent the first several weeks crying in the dorm room, homesick to partake in early freshman partying. The one frat party I did attend was so disappointing. I wanted to trade in my book, abandon my major, and head back home to my small town. The confident behaviors I needed to pursue the dream were not yet available. When I looked around at the confident student working around me, has healed high, pursuing a dream that they had set out to achieve. And I wanted that kind of confidence too, but my behavior did not align with these confident attitudes. Crying in my dorm room, shying away from social engagement, not showing up for a class because I was worried others was smarter than me, they was not gonna let me to achieve my goal. So I knew that I needed to change. Research tells us that in order to get people to change, you need to start with the attitudes, but with the behaviors associated with those attitudes. When people can see themselves behaving differently, they get them begin to act differently. So the question for me were, who am I? What do I want to be? Who do I want to become? And how did this person want to behave? The answers were that I wanted a successful career, one that meant something allowed me to contribute. For me, that was defined as a career as a sports executive. In order to achieve this goal, you need to begin to act more confidently. And I did because 13 years later, I became the first female general management of a baseball team in nearly 20 years. Well, thank you. I also went on to host the Leadership is Female podcast, where I interview over 90 female executives in sport industry that's over 90% male at management level and above. And time after time, these women have told me that the number one skill they improve in order to earn their spot at the top of the sports industry is confidence. They like me. They did not possess this confidence necessary to increase their level in their career. From the get-go, they had to work on their behaviors associated with this attitude in order to propel their career forward. So I'm here today to share with you 6 behaviors you can start today to increase your confidence. Why is it important to increase our confidence? Well, think of this. How would you behave or what could you achieve if you were 10 times more confident? Number 1, count yourself in. I spoke with a woman about her first time doing sideline reporting at a nationally televised basketball game. She was shaking her heels, standing courtside. Nerves overtake her until she heard something familiar in her headset. We'll be on in 5 and 3, 2, 1. Your life. And she performed with excellence. Her nerves, the dress melting away. She's an athlete, a former basketball player used to performing on the court by the clock. And the tactic remained true. Counting will get you started, and momentum will keep you going. I have used this technique. I have had some uncomfortable conversations that I care to recall, but one I'll share. I vividly remember standing on the warning track of the baseball field 45 minutes before game time, looking at the opposing manager and his team wearing the wrong color uniform. I wanted to turn and run back up to my office and hide, but instead faced him head on. And I said in my mind, 3, 2, 1, go. I started working towards him, and when we arrived, we had a very uncomfortable conversation about his team wearing the wrong color uniform. I asked these grown men to change their clothes, and it was so awkward, but when I asked myself, who am I and how do I behave? The answer was that I'm a person who's not too shy to stand up for what I believe, and what is right, stand up to conflict. Counting got me started and momentum kept me going. Number 2, what if you only had to be brave for a total of 20 seconds? Give yourself 20 seconds of courage. This behavior helped me enormously when I published my podcast, Leadership is Female. Both title and all for all the words to see here. critics and have their opinions. I vividly remember sitting on the carpet of my floor, looking at the upload button, thinking to myself, does it need two more critics? Should I listen to it one more time? I told myself, Emily, give yourself 20 seconds of courage. And I hit publish. It was done. And guess what? I keep breathing and the word keep turning. And the podcast grew into what it was meant to be, all because 20 seconds of courage. Number 3, take a seat at the table, not metaphorically speaking. Actually, take a seat at the table. I spoke with a woman who represent of those biggest name in the baseball. She told me a story taking a seat at the table. She noticed a woman waiting around, waiting for a seat to be filled. Worse yet, she was doing it too, in order to become the more confident woman that she would envision herself to be. She needed to go and sit down, speak her mind, get the deal done. They started with one simple action: take a seat at the table. Number 4, cheer for other people's success. They say that women will pull up the ladder behind them. What if you didn't? What if you extended the handbag to lead her forward? And what if you celebrated the success of a colleague rather than feeling sorry for yourself? And it was not accepting confident people celebrate the success of others rather than the feeling threatened. Think of this great quote from Ellie Poehler: "Good for her, not for me." It turns that pit in your stomach of she did and I'm still here into yes, good for her, not for me. This is her celebration, not mine. And when my time comes, is it gonna be great to have the support of so many people around me? Wins are so much better to celebrate together. Join and cheer someone else on. His number 4 in action recently, a woman was promoted to chief marketing officer of a major sport league. The offers interview and ultimately landed a job came after her public celebration and sincere congratulatory outreach. The newly named female league president. Confident people support those around them, cheer for someone else's success. Number 5, bolster your confidence for a new activity through your already great performance in another. What are you really good at? What is easier today than it was 1 year ago? What was your most proud accomplishments? Answer those questions, think about those answers. Those answers is where your confidence is born. Confidence is born with all we already done, already achieved. Recently, a woman I interviewed on the Leadership as Female podcast was going after a big promotion at a top team. Before she went into pitch her boss, she reviewed her current job description, make notes of her accolades in all careers, and then would prepare with the example and the confidence of the success she had in the past. She got the promotion. Use your prior success to propel yourself forward. And number 6, celebrates constantly. How often do we reach our goals and then just immediately move on? When we do this, the recollection of that success is diminished. How can we confidently move forward if we can remember what we achieved or was yet linked that accomplishment to stress? 5 ways to celebrate that are meaningful to you, like creating a highlight reel in your cell phone of your most proud accomplishments. Take your team out for celebratory drinks when you close the big deal. Buy yourself a massage or maybe order a pizza when you reach your personal goals. It doesn't matter how you celebrate, it matters that you do this. We'll create a marker in your brain to rewrite and reinforce the behaviors that lead to the success. In the first place, I've come a long way from a girl who couldn't order pizza to the woman I became GM of a minor league baseball team, started a podcast, and delivered a TEDx talk, all because I made the decision to become a more confident person. And I hope you do too. Because how many runs could you score if you were 10 times more confident? Thank you.